Hi, how are you? This is Peter Christian Hessing again, and welcome to another one of our interesting programs and important, motivating, joyful, and positive programs here. And I want to thank all the companies that make it possible so we can come to you on the internet and all around the world. I want to reach out to all the peoples of the world. This is Peter Christian Hessing, your pastor, Peter Christian Hessing. And I hope you are having a great day and that you are right with God. And that whatever problems you have, you are seeking God, Yahweh, Allah, and Jesus. And today I want to really talk about the world situation. We're in a very dangerous time here. We also have a 2016 a presidential election going on, and all the problems that we have here. We have a big problem there in Syria, where you have that civil war going on. Over 200,000 people have been killed. Millions have fled their homes, trying to get to Europe from Syria. Thousands have drowned in the Mediterranean. We are trying to get away from this civil war there. And we have there where America and Russia now are in Syria trying to support two different groups, and that poses a potential problem where America and Russia could confront each other and start a conventional war, or some people say another World War III. Some people fear even a nuclear war, which we hope does not happen. So we're in a very serious time, and we hope that America, the Syrian government, and the opposition forces, and the Kurds, and the Russians can all negotiate a ceasefire. I think the real solution is to basically partition the country temporarily, a portion of the country to the Syrian opposition, a portion of the country to the Syrian government and the Russians. So each group gets what they want, and then hopefully when conditions normalize and Assad leaves Syria, then you can have a united Syrian democratic country again. But we really have now to deal with reducing nuclear weapons in the world. We also have a problem in the South China Sea, where China is building artificial islands, and there is a confrontation between China and Vietnam and Japan. There's big controversy over who really should control those islands. America is trying to keep open the international sea of navigation so that ships from all these countries can pass back freely. And there has been heated confrontations there. Some people threatening to go to war. Yeah, so we are in a very difficult time. We also have a problem with North Korea there, where North Korea is trying to build a long-range missile that could probably carry nuclear weapons. So we really need to have a new treaty, a new treaty. We need to have a 24/7 safety system that can prevent us from nuclear war. As I told you, that I'm a patented inventor, and we had invented a system where you would have a 24/7 inspection by the International Atomic Agency of all the nuclear weapons in the world. That means they would inspect all the nuclear weapons in the world, on ships, on submarines, on land, whether they're in space, underground, you would have a 24/7 inspection by the International Atomic Agency of all the nuclear weapons in the world, round the clock, constantly, so as to prevent any country from launching a first strike nuclear weapons. We really need a treaty to ban the first strike use of nuclear weapons. I also might have told you that I'm an inventor, and years ago we invented and applied for a patent on an expanding anti-nuclear missile system that could absorb, take in incoming nuclear missiles and disarm them, and if need be, send them back to the countries who launched them. If those nuclear missiles were launched from Russia, we could send them back to Russia. As you know, Russia has threatened to use nuclear weapons in the Ukraine. So wherever those nuclear missiles were launched from, this new system that I had invented and applied for a patent, we got some copyrights on it, we could expand this system, absorb these nuclear weapons, send them back to, if they came from China, they would go back to China. If they came from North Korea, we could send them back to North Korea. Or if, wherever they came from, we hope that Iran doesn't have any nuclear weapons, but we need to have this 24/7 treaty to prevent nuclear warfare. But the important thing is that Americans, Russians, Chinese, North Koreans, Indian, Pakistanis, Arabs, Jews, Sunnis, Shiites, Africans, African Americans, Jamaicans, Jamaican Americans, West Indian Americans, Trinidadians, Barbadians, Hispanics, Mexicans, Brazilians, Argentinians, Europeans, British, French, Germans, Australians, all the peoples of the world have to come together and live together in peace if we are going to save our beautiful planet, the earth that God has given us. As God gave us and spoke in Genesis 1 and 26, here where God said, let us make man in our image according to our likeness, and let them have in subjection the fish of the sea and the flying creatures of the air. And then it goes on in verse 28 and says here, God said, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and replenish it. There. So here God made us to have this entire universe, and also in Exodus 20 where he gave man the commandments. Here. And then God said to them, I am Jehovah your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt and out of the land of slavery. And he goes on to tell them, well, you must not take Jehovah's God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Thou shalt not kill, and love your brothers and love your neighbor as yourself. So we have to come together and make peace in the world. We also have to end poverty. We have technology now that can end poverty. So it's very important that we have peace in the world, have nuclear disarmament, end poverty in the world, and also deal with global warming. We have technologies that we can do away with all of this, or we can have peace in the world. And so please look for my book, the 24/7 Safety Inspection Series, Save the World from Nuclear War. Thank you. God bless. Be the Christian. Thank you. Peace and love.